Hi again. I'm out in my meadow of a garden today. The sun's out and it's nice and warm, so I'm making the most of it for a few minutes. Um, Sorry if there's camera shake. My hand is really shaky today. I'm really struggling with that. Um, but I just wanted to come online and just tell you about an article that I read earlier today. The Daily Mail online has published an article about a lady who has fibromyalgia, and the Daily Mail says she claims that's doing high adrenaline activities like driving fast cars and jumping out of planes and crazy stunts like that takes away the pain of her fibromyalgia. And I, the way I read it, it seemed like they were a bit skeptical, and it just suddenly when I read it, um, I just totally identify with everything that she said, and I can understand that as somebody who doesn't have this condition, it must be really hard to understand that actually doing things that get your adrenaline going, um, it's like how can I say? It's like a fix of adrenaline. While you're doing that thing, it does take your mind off of the pain, and it just gives that like temporary relief, I guess. So this lady's been doing like driving cars around racetracks and wing walking and skydiving and things like that, and yeah, I haven't done anything anything quite that extreme, but I can tell you that when I do things that are that get my adrenaline going, so what have I done? Things like okay, so something like going on the back of a motorbike or going on a ride at a fairground. Gosh, my mind's gone completely blank. But hopefully you get the gist of it. Stuff that normally would be associated with high energy, like that you would need a lot of energy to do them. Actually, um, actually, when you get that buzz of adrenaline go through you, it does temporarily take your mind off of the pain. I can't explain it really any better than that, but I totally get where she's coming from. So my mind's gone blank again. I had all this planned out what I was going to say to you, but I'm determined I'm not going to write it down on a piece of paper because I don't want this to be scripted. So for example, recently I went on a ride at the fairground with my children, and I had to go to the fairground on the mobility scooter. I couldn't walk. I was hobbling around, and I was in a lot of pain. But I went on a ride with my daughter, and while I was on it, I did notice a bit of pain, and I did notice that I had to hold myself in a certain way so as to protect my neck and things like that. But the rush of adrenaline from actually really enjoying something, I suppose living life to the max, it really, it's just such a great feeling that kind of for that split second, that moment, you just don't think about the pain that you're in. So it doesn't apply to, for me anyway, it doesn't apply to activities where I have to use up a lot of energy, because I certainly couldn't do that. So, for example, something like trampolining, something where I have to physically use a lot of energy, I wouldn't be able to do that, and that wouldn't have the same effect. But something where you're not using up any energy, but it's still the adrenaline rush. So, for example, like ride at the fairground, back of a motorbike, you're not actually physically doing something with your body. It's just putting it through that rush. So yeah, I just wanted to kind of just share that with you, and from my perspective, because I can imagine a lot of people are going to be reading that article and thinking like stuff like, oh, people with fibromyalgia are just making it up because they can do what they want when they feel like it, and then suddenly they're in pain again. And I think there's so many people that are skeptical out there, and it is such a difficult thing to describe and understand. I mean, even for somebody who suffers with it's really weird to understand. So I can only imagine how hard it must be when you don't have it. And certainly before I I was ill with this. I didn't understand it myself at all. And to be really honest with you, I didn't have much patience for people who had things like this either, because I thought that, you know, oh, they must be putting something on or exaggerating it. And so yeah, I can only share with you my experience, but hopefully this helps people out there, and hopefully you can identify with this as well. I know that there are fibromyalgia sufferers who've sort of turned around and said, oh, I couldn't do anything like that because it wipes me out for weeks afterwards. And I'm not saying it doesn't, because when I do stuff like that, it does wipe me out for weeks afterwards, days, weeks, you know, and I know it's going to before I even do it. But actually, you know, I would rather live life to the full, live life to the max, and just enjoy every moment, whether it's with friends or family or just having different experiences and doing regular stuff. I'd rather have those snapshot moments of doing those things than just be sitting at home every day in bed or on the sofa complaining about the pain and the fatigue and not enjoying life, really. I mean, at the end of the day, pain and fatigue is not going anywhere. It's not going away. Some days it's better than others. Some days I get a bit of relief from it, and I can do a few more things than other days. Some days I can't do anything, but excuse me, I would rather have those moments where I've got memories made to look back on, photographs of me smiling and having fun with my family and friends, than just nothing, really, I guess. So yeah, just wanted to share that with you. So that was a quick update from me, and I'll see you soon. Don't forget to like and subscribe if this is helping you. And there's a few more ideas I've got on the way coming soon, hopefully. So yeah, I'll let you in on that a bit later. So bye for now.